Modern Pokemon sucks. Yeah, I've heard it like 1,000 times already. I personally don't think it sucks, but I also never felt any happiness for the past 8 years, so maybe there's a connection there. But something that everyone can agree that doesn't suck are Pokemon variants. They are by far one of the best features to ever be introduced in Pokemon. And now that there's 69 of them in total, I think it'd be cool to rank them all. So hello everyone, this is the Glass Half Full, and before we begin, I'm not really looking at this in a competitive standpoint. I'm mostly looking at the typing, overall design, and how it stacks up compared to the original. And I guess I should also mention I don't really hate any regional form, it's just that some are a lot better than others. At dead last, we have Alolan Persian. I fucking lied, I hate this thing. Alolan Persian personally insults me. Like, I could be having a great day, see this thing, and I would have a slightly less great day. And I think what hurts me the most is not only did they miss out on so much potential, but there are no redeemable qualities whatsoever. Alolan Meowth looks so interesting and looks like it would evolve into something so intimidating and evil. But no, we get an oval instead. 68, Alolan Raticate. I somewhat have the same thoughts on Raticate as I do Persian, but it's more of a bland design than a bad design. Normal Raticate is already such an underwhelming Pokemon, and its only chance to redeem itself was used to make it fat. The one upside to this form is I call it Faticate. 67, Galarian Yamask. Definitely the most forgettable variant. I'm sorry, but changing your eyes from red to purple isn't a regional form. It's just a very disappointing shiny. 66, Alolan Grimer. This is another variant I constantly forget, for good reason. Like, what's with the puke color and whatever is on its mouth? It's just very unappealing to look at. 65, Galarian Slowpoke. I mean, it's not a lot, but the yellow is more noticeable than Yamask's eye, so I guess I'll put it higher than it. 64, Alolan Rattata. I think the black coloring suits it a lot better than the Raticate, plus it gets extra points for the mustache. 63, Alolan Diglett. For some reason, the 3 strands of hair really suit Diglett, and I don't know why. 62, Hisuian Voltorb. I understand why this thing exists. Voltorb just looks like Pokeballs from the past, but in the end, Voltorb is a pretty boring Pokemon, and even a regional form cannot change that. 61, Hisuian Basculin. It exists, and it does a good job of doing it? 60, Hisuian Electrode. I feel relatively the same about this and its pre-evolution, but at least it had a fun boss fight. 59, Alolan Graveler. Why does it have acne? 58, Alolan Geodude. There's not a lot of changes, but I do like the spikes and the eyebrows on it. It makes it look a lot more interesting than just a rock with arms. Because now it has facial features as well. 57, Alolan Meowth. I think what really does it for me is how much of a snobby bitch it looks. And it somehow really pulls it off. 56, Enamorus. So I hesitated putting this Pokemon on the list. Like, technically it's a new Pokemon, but if I take it off, there'd only be 68 variants. So I'll keep it for the funny number. But yeah, personally, I think both forms are kind of ugly, but the snake is a nice touch. 55, Hisuian Quillfish. It's a very subtle color change, but it goes a long way to making it look better than the original. 54, Hisuian Goodra. It's very underwhelming for a pseudo-legendary variant. Literally, all it gets is a shell and depression. 53, Galarian Slowbro. I feel like at this point, they were running out of places to put the shell. I mean, they did the tail, the head, all of it, so I guess an arm works? 52, Lord Palkia. What the fuck happened here? Like, why is the god of time a horse? Like, it's really bad, but it's bad in a way where it makes it pretty good because it's funny to look at. 51, Hisuian Braviary. Sort of feels like Game Freak chose it to be a ride Pokemon first, and just glued some purple hair on it after and called it a day. At least it kind of looks cool. 50, Hisuian Avalugg. I do like its design, but I wish it had a full iceberg instead of a half. I don't know, thought it'd be kind of cool to see a full iceberg before it melted because of global warming or something. But what I would say was the boss fight, now that was something else. 49, Galarian Slowking. I love how this design depicts the shell has taken over its body like a parasite. Or a parasite, I guess. And the cape is pretty cool as well. 48, Lord Dialga. I actually don't mind this form compared to other people. It looks kinda slick and more godlike than the original. I just don't understand why it has a Beldum stuck in its throat. 47, Ursaling. The longer I look at it, the more it looks like the sea bear from that one SpongeBob episode. 46, Hisuian Samurott. For a variant, it's fine, but a variant for one of the starters? incredibly disappointing. Look, I loved the original Samurott, but for Legends Arceus, I was anticipating a dual-wielded bipedal samurai, but instead we get a recoloring and a longer stash. I still love the Pokemon, but a lot of missed potential is what drags it down. 45 Galarian Wheezing. Look, I can tell you how cool the origin is or how the green smoke works surprisingly well, but to be honest, it's here because of the long funny hat. Oh, sorry, 2 long funny hats. 44 Galarian Zigzagoon. God, I love this variant. This line really sticks out since it was among the first Galarian forms to ever be revealed. And because Zigzagoon is such a bad and forgettable Pokemon, this simple color change goes a long way to making it look so damn cool. 43 Galarian Meowth. While its Alolan counterpart looks like a snobby rich douche, this one just looks homeless, and I think that's funny. 42 Galarian Rapidash. Don't get me wrong, I think Galarian Rapidash is a good evolution, but its 3D model looks quite disappointing with the hair just looking a lot more clumpy and out of place. So it ends up looking like a rough draft of the 2D model. 41 Alolan Muck. Let me put some love for Alolan Muck because even I forgot it existed before this video. It's weird, but the rainbow pattern on it, along with the little gems, just blend really well together. Like it really shouldn't. But Muck of all Pokemon really pulls it off. 40 Hisuian Sliggoo. I feel like it's a bit controversial, but I like this variant. It definitely does the whole snail origin a lot better than Goodra. Plus, it reminds me of the sheer absurdity of Mega Slowbro. 39 Overquill. This Pokemon single-handedly made me give a shit about Quillfish, which is a lot because I really don't care about this thing. But this thing, this I care about. 38 Galarian Lanoon. I mostly like this for the same reasons as Zigzagoon, but the color design looks even cooler, so that's why it's higher. 37 Hisuian Lilligant. I didn't think much of this variant at first glance, but after seeing how dancing was incorporated into her boss fight, and how she danced on me as I kept dying, made me warm up to it. 36 Hisuian Growlithe. Rock Dog. Do I need to say more? I mean, this design is probably better than whatever this is. 35 Alolan Vulpix. Everyone loves the original Vulpix. It's literally a law in Canada, so turning it into one of my favorite types will definitely get some love from me. By the way, expect a recurring theme of ice types during this video. 34 Galarian Ponyta. Was that 24-hour stream worth it? I don't know. But what I do know is Galarian Ponyta looks good. And this does not look good. 33 Alolan Golem. This variant gets no appreciation whatsoever. Like, look at his beard. What rock-type Pokemon with magnetic attributes has a beard as good as this? Fuck you, Probopass. 32 Berserker. I like the direction Game Freak went with Berserker. It makes sense because of its surroundings, and I like the use of the mask on its head. Really gives the impression he's a feral cat. 31 Hisuian Typhlosion. While the leaked model looked pretty bad, the model in-game looks so much better. I was never a fan of Typhlosion, but the way the purple fire is positioned like a necklace and how it looks stoned out of its mind makes it really stand out compared to every other starter. 30 Kleavor. I love how the evolution line completes the whole rock, paper, scissors thing, and also has stone axes for hands. I think that's a bit cooler than claws. 29 Weirdeer. So the ranking for Weirdeer isn't necessarily because I like its design. I mean, it's good, but it's nothing special. But it's more so because Stantler is one of the most useless Pokemon ever. But now it's one of the most useful Pokemon ever. So the irony is why it's so high. 28 Galarian Stunfisk. Okay, sure, I have a bit of a soft spot for Stunfisk, but I think everything around this variant is done really well. The execution of it being based off a foot trap with the footprints and even its ability makes it more unique than a lot of variants. 27 Runerigus. A painting come to life through stone fragments is a sick idea and done perfectly. Almost. I say almost because Runerigus should have been a rock and ghost type. 26 Hisuian Sneasel. Everything that made Sneasel cool is done equally as cool as its Hisuian form. 25 Alolan Marowak. Everyone knows and loves Alolan Marowak. Like, come on, the typing, the flame bones, and its origin? How can you dislike it? Man, I'm glad that Marowak can be known for something else other than being, dead. 24 Galarian Moltres. I do think all the legendary bird Galarian forms look really cool, but Moltres doesn't feel that different other than a color redesign. I do think it's one of the best colored variants, but it's kind of bland looking appearance-wise. 23 Hisuian Arcanine. No pun intended, this is fire. somewhat pun intended, this is fire. Arcanine was always due for a Mega Evolution or a variant, and it does not disappoint, especially when you fight it. I can finally see why it's now called the legendary Pokemon. 22, Galarian Mr. Mime. He's just a happy guy doing his happy thing on his happy little skates. What else is there to say? 21, Mr. Rhyme. It's Mr. Mime. But even happier, which makes me happy. But yeah, it also has like the best 3D animation of all time. 20, Sneasler. Whether it's the regular form or the Hisuian form, the Sneasel line looks so damn cool. Sneasler's light blue body mixed with its red-black claws are some of the best color contrast I've ever seen on a Pokemon. Plus, there's a Demon Slayer reference. 19, Obstagoon. I'm a little disappointed with his typing, but who cares? Obstagoon is cool as fuck. It's literally a Rockstar evolution of an old Pokemon, turning one of the most boring evolution lines into something that's never been done before. 18, Basculegion. Thank you so much Game Freak for making this shitty fish actually cool. It has an amazing design and typing. Oh yeah, and also how multiple Basculin have to die in order for one of them to evolve, which I'm all for. 17, Galarian Farfetch'd. Something about this bird reminds me of those stereotypical cool guys from a TV show, which I find kind of funny because it carries a vegetable wherever it goes. 16, Galarian Cursula. It feels really weird that this Pokemon exists in the first place. It's not like Cursula didn't deserve a variant, but it's the concept around it. Like, it's a representation of climate change and how it's killing the coral reefs, and they just designed that in Pokemon. Like, it's pretty dark how the original Cursula looks so happy and full of life, and then you see this thing and it looks so sad and empty, and Jesus Christ, there's a lot of dark things in Pokemon, and this is one of them. And also how it's surprisingly really good and competitive. Like, okay, I won't complain, I guess. 15, Galarian Articuno. 2 words, dope sunglasses. Wish I can wear sunglasses every day. 14, Alolan Sandshrew. Ice Igloo Sandshrew. Not only is it a great design, but it has a good ring to it. 13, Galarian Darumaka. It's a snowball with eyes, what's not to love? It's perfect. 12, Galarian Zapdos. So originally Articuno was my favorite Galarian form out of the 3, but after I used Zapdos in battle, and seeing how funny it is to try to catch it while it tries to run away from you, put it a bit higher than Articuno. 11, Alolan Ninetales. Objectively, this is one of the best designs to ever come out of Game Freak. I have trouble explaining it, but the concept is just so simple. Making Ninetales that of a light blue with wavy hair just works so well. This Pokemon alone made me realize that this is better than Mega Evolution. 10, Hisuian Zoroark, and 9, Hisuian Zoroark. I tried really hard to have no ties, but damn, this line is so good that I can't choose which one I like more. Everything about them is so slick, like the all-white design, the red and wavy hair, to even how cool their shinies are. Not to mention how this is our first Ghost and Normal type, and I couldn't be happier. 8, Alolan Executor. This Pokemon is so bizarre in the best ways possible. Not only was it the first Alolan form to ever be shown, but it could be the reason why Pokemon variants exist in the first place, since this official piece of art was revealed like 20 or so years ago. And also, the origin just consists of Alola Hot, so Tree Big, making the in-game sprite literally too tall to even see. And also, it's Dragon type? Who came up with this, and why do I love it so much? 7, Corsola. God, if this Pokemon couldn't get any darker, it straight up has to die in order to evolve. Like, the body's right there, and it's a ghost type. It's not even subtle at this point. It's definitely up there for one of the most unique evolution lines in Pokemon. 6, Alolan Dugtrio. Yeah, you heard that right. At number 6, we have Alolan Dugtrio. I promise you, I'm not joking, and I'm mostly mentally fine. With the amount of potential this Pokemon had, the fact that they just gave it hair, no, blonde hair, and left it is just incredible. Because I really doubt this was an accident. I genuinely believe that Game Freak knew that one of the biggest mysteries in all of Pokemon was what was under Diglett. And instead of solving that, they just troll every single Pokemon fan. This is by far one of the greatest things to come out of the entire series, and I will forever stand by that opinion. And sure, the hair looks pretty good. 5, Alolan Raichu. This form is better than Pikachu in like every way possible. I like it for all the reasons everyone else likes it. The color palette, the cuteness, the superb shiny, and come on, he rides on his tail. What other Pokemon can do that? 4. Alolan Sandslash. A part of me forgot that the original Sandslash ever existed. The fact that the icicles replace whatever these are is just infinitely cooler. And also it's an ice type, so extra points for that. 3. Sirfetch'd. Never in my life would I think a bird holding a sword and a shield would be cool. But alas, a video game about imprisoning creatures in balls proved me wrong. I'm a sucker for a slick all-white design, and with a glorious 8-foot sword and the little shield thingy, Sirfetch'd really has a place in my heart. I think this is a prime example of how a Pokemon variant can not only put forgotten Pokemon back in the spotlight, but how they can be given a much needed evolution after years of neglect. 2. Hisuian Decidueye. Am I a little bit biased? Yes. But I can't help it. Owls are one of my favorite animals, grass is one of my favorite types, and I love archers. And they rolled that all into one in Alola. And now it can kick as well. For some reason, a lot of people don't like this design, and I don't know why. The Casa pays homage to what Samurai wore in the past, and personally, I like it more than the hoodie it wore in Gen 7. And of course, I love everything else about it as well. If I had the slightest nitpick, I don't like how it's grass and fighting. It's just odd that for something that's based off archers, it's kind of weak to it. 1. Galarian Darmanitan. It has a snowball on its head. I rest my case. Okay, fine. What actually makes this variant number 1 is not only how much love is put into its design, but how goddamn unique it is compared to every other Pokemon, even its original form. First off, it's a very jolly fellow that makes me happy looking at it and its wholesome mouth beard thingy. Secondly, it's an actual viable ice type because of its unique ability. And then there's the biggest reason, Zen mode. Not only did they decide to make one, but it's a snowman that's fire and ice type, the first of its kind. And it's viable and competitive as well. So we have a Pokemon variant that has 2 amazing designs, one of which is a fire and ice type, one of the most highly requested typings of all time, and they're both not dog shit. I think that's enough to deserve a number 1 spot. Having another form of yourself sounds pretty cool. That's why I'm going to show you for the first time in human history a human variant and ask him what's his favorite Pokemon variant. Take it away. Sorry, I was doing better things with my time than to rank fictional creatures, and you should find better things to do with your time than to make videos on the internet. And also, it's Alolan Marowak. Oh. Good choice, I respect that.